Welcome back to Inside the Mind of AI. Last time, we talked about how early AI models had a really big problem. They just forgot things. Their memory was like a whisper that faded away. Well, today, we're diving into the revolutionary idea that fixed all that, giving AI a near-perfect memory and, honestly, changing the world. We're talking about attention. So just to recap, the old models, things like recurrent neural networks, they had this fatal flaw. They read one word at a time and tried to pass a little summary of what they'd read down a long line. But, you guessed it, just like that game of telephone, the message would get weaker and more distorted with every single step. By the time you got to the end of a paragraph, the AI had basically no clue what the beginning was about. You can think of it like this. The old way was like trying to read a giant ancient scroll. You had to unroll it word by word, and if you wanted to remember something from the start, you had to roll the whole thing back up. It was slow and clumsy. The new idea, attention, is completely different. It's like having the entire text as a book. You can just open it and flip to any page, any sentence, any word, instantly. No more forgetting. And that gets us to the core, mind-bending question that changed everything. What if understanding language isn't a straight line? What if it's not about going from word 1 to word 2 to word 3? What if it's about seeing all the words at once and creating this incredible interconnected web of meaning between them? Let's dig into how that actually works. Okay, first, let's just do a quick postmortem on that telephone game problem. Why was it so bad? Well, it all boiled down to a process that, looking back, was almost designed to fail.
Here's how it went down. Word 1 gets turned into a little packet of information. That packet gets handed to word 2, which adds its own info. That new packet goes to word 3, and so on and so on. By the time you're, say, 50 words down the line, that original signal from word 1, it's just a faint, garbled mess. The technical term for this is the vanishing gradient problem, and it's exactly why those early AIs couldn't handle long sentences or paragraphs.
But what if you could just throw that whole system out? What if you didn't have to pass a message down a line at all? What if every word could just look directly at every other word in the sentence, all at the same time? Well, that is the beautifully simple idea that kicked off this whole revolution. And we call it attention. Now, don't think of it like a spotlight that shines on just one important word. It's way cooler than that. It's more like a set of highlighters that colors the entire page at once. Instead of making a hard choice about what's important, it creates this soft focus, giving every single word a score for how relevant it is. The most important words might get a bright neon glow, while others get a faint shading, but the key is nothing gets completely ignored. Everything is part of the picture. So, the big question is, how does it know what to highlight? How does it decide what's relevant? Well, it uses this really elegant three-part system, something called a query, a key, and a value. And to make this super clear, let's think about it like we're in an old alchemist's workshop. First up, every single word creates a query. You can think of this as its recipe or its question. It's what that word needs from its neighbors to figure out what it means in this specific context. So for an ambiguous word like bank, its query might be asking, hey, is anyone around here talking about money, or are we talking about a river? At the exact same time, every word is also holding up a sign that describes itself. This is its key. It's the label on the ingredient bottle. So the word river is holding up a key that basically shouts, I'm about nature, I'm about water, I'm a geographical feature. It's broadcasting its identity to everyone else. And finally, every word has a value. This is the good stuff. This is the actual potion inside the bottle, the real substance. It's the semantic meaning of that word, and it only gets shared when a query finds a key that it matches with. It's the payoff. And what's so cool about this query key value setup is just how universal it is. I mean, think about it. In a database, it's your search term, the query, matching an index, the key, to pull up the actual data, the value. In our alchemist shop, it's the recipe matching the label to get the potion. Heck, even in something like social matchmaking, it's your preferences matching someone's profile to spark a relationship. It's this fundamental pattern of how information gets found and exchanged. All right, let's see this in action with a classic example. Take this sentence, the animal didn't cross the street because it was too tired. Now, who is it? Come on, it's obviously the animal. You and I know that instantly, but how does an AI figure that out? Now watch this. We're going to change just one single word. The animal didn't cross the street because it was too wide. Boom. Instantly, it now refers to the street. That one little change completely flips the meaning of the entire sentence. This is where attention is just magical. The word it sends out its query. In that first sentence, the word tired gives the word animal a really strong key, so they match up. In the second sentence, the word wide makes the key for street light up like a Christmas tree. It forms a direct connection to the right word instantly. And the best part, it doesn't matter how far apart those words are in the sentence. The problem is just solved. Okay, so if one of these attention systems is that smart, it leads to a pretty obvious next question. What happens if you use a whole bunch of them at once? Well, this is where the model goes from being a single mind to being more like a whole council of experts. Exactly. Why would you only look at a sentence from one angle when you could look at it from 10 or 100? This idea is called multi-head attention, and it lets the model analyze text from all these different perspectives, all at the same time.
You can picture each of these attention heads as a different specialist. You've got the grammarian over in the corner, focused on connecting subjects to their verbs. Then there's the storyteller, who's tracking the plot. You've got the historian, making sure pronouns like it connect back to the right thing. And maybe you even have a pattern matcher, who's just looking for repeated phrases. Each one brings its own unique insight to the table.
But here is the part that is absolutely mind-blowing. No one programmed the AI to have a grammarian head or a storyteller head. These roles just emerged. They appeared on their own during training because the model figured out that having these different specialists was the most efficient way to get really, really good at its main job, predicting the next word. It's a stunning example of emergent intelligence. So, at this point, attention seems pretty much perfect, right? It solves the memory problem, it understands deep context, it sees things from multiple perspectives, but it has one big fundamental weakness. A final flaw. Think about these two sentences. Sentence A, the dog bit the man. Okay, makes sense. Sentence B, the man bit the dog. Very different story, right? But look closely. The words are exactly the same. The connections between dog, man, and bite are also very similar. And that's the Achilles heel. To a pure attention mechanism that sees everything all at once, those two sentences are dangerously alike. It's fantastic at understanding the connections between words, but it has no natural sense of order or sequence. It sees the text as just a bag of words. It knows exactly what's in the bag, but it has no idea what order they were put in. Which leaves us with one last crucial question. Attention gives us this amazing, powerful cloud of meaning, this rich web of connections. But language is more than that. It needs structure. It needs a beginning, a middle, and an end. So how do you take this cloud of words and give it order? How do you turn it into a structured story? Well, that is the final piece of the puzzle, and it's what we're going to tackle in the next part of our series. We're going to add a sense of order, a way for the model to understand position. And when we combine that final piece with the power of attention, we will finally assemble the complete engine that changed everything. We are going to build the transformer. Join us then.